Me. Sorry, my microphone was not on. Welcome to core class. My name is Dara. Starting off with a bang, 30 minutes of core strength. We're gonna do a little bit of yoga to warm up, very quick, and then take it down onto the mat. 3 moves, abs, obliques, glutes. We're gonna get a little bit of everything in today. Follow the channel, subscribe to get notifications for live class. I host class every week. Core strength, abs, glutes, mobility. My classes, my channel is mostly for endurance athletes. So if that is you, this is good for you. It's also for everybody, right? Who doesn't need to stretch? Do a little bit of yoga, reach to the sky, get your body moving. Let's go through this sun salutation A sequence. Get some length in your spine. We're gonna start off slow, then we'll get into the core work next. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the arms all the way down, hang out, knees are nice and soft. And again, I'm a PT first, so physical therapy, that's my first thing. So don't get injured, injury prevention, get stronger, and then I'm also a strength coach, a nutritionist, and yogi as well. Hold on to this position, knees are nice and soft. Hang out here for one more breath, and then on your next inhale, halfway lift, flat back. This is your hip hinge. We're going through this sun salutation A sequence slowly for our first round. We will speed it up. Straighten out the knees, get a nice stretch in your hamstrings. This is your hip hinge. Brace with your abs. One breath here, tuck the chin in. And then bring your hands down, step back into plank. I usually start off with a nice little quick yoga warm-up, and then we take it down onto the mat for core strength. Tuck the chin and brace with your abs. One breath here, pushing away from the mat, strong shoulders. Exhale, knees down, slowly lower chaturanga. Work those shoulders, uncurl your toes. Set yourself up for a little baby cobra stretch. Mellow. Enjoy this extension of the spine, nice healthy spine. We want a supple, healthy spine. Exhale back down. Uncurl your toes, push yourself back, push away from the mat, downward facing dog. Drive your hips up high to the sky. Flatten out your upper back, spread the fingers wide. Give your hamstrings, your calf, your ankles a nice stretch here. Pedal the feet out. Get those ankles to loosen up a little bit. Runners, cyclists, I see you, right? Again, I work with a lot with my runners and my cyclists, so a lot of this stuff, this is just good for you if you have tight calf, tight ankles, tight hips. Pedal the feet. We're gonna go through that whole sequence 2 more times, and then we move on. Walk your hands back to your feet. Again, weights are optional for class. Some days I'll use a little bit more. Bring arms all the way down, hanging out. Shake out the arms, shake out any tension. Round 2 of our sun salutation A sequence. Again, 30 minutes, we got a lot to cover in a short amount of time. Halfway lift. This is your deadlift, your hip hinge here, flat back, abs are braced. And then hands come down, step back into plank. Plank number 2. Hold it here, one breath, tuck the chin in. Exhale, lower either knees down or all the way down. Work those shoulders. Uncurl your toes. Set yourself up for cobra or up dog or a nice little back stretch here. Push through the hands. Pull the shoulder blades down your back. Engage your lats. Right? This should not feel pinchy on the lower back. It should feel really nice. Like a nice little stretch, right? We're just hunched over things all day. So really enjoy this extension. Get that spine to move. Hold it here for one more breath. Enjoy. Exhale back down. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. We've got one more round after this, guys, and then we're moving on. Pedal your feet out, ankle mobility. Joints need to be supple, muscles need to be strong. We need both. This class gets both, right? Nice to add in some core strength and some mobility a couple times a week. I always suggest it does not need to be long. Just get in a little bit like this. Rolling up slowly, head coming up last. Last time through, let's get into it and then finish off the warm-up. Inhale, reach. Inhale through the nose, exhale it out through the mouth. Knees are soft, one breath here. Inhale, half lift. Flat back, brace with the abs. Hands come down, step back into plank. Hold here, one breath. Exhale, lower. Chaturanga. If you can, uncurl your toes, set yourself up for up dog or cobra. Pull the shoulder blades down your back. Enjoy this extension. We are almost done. Moving on. Exhale back down. push yourself back downward facing dog. We're gonna do some squats. Grab your weights if you have them, or if not, we're just doing chair pose. Let your heels drop into this position here. So just enjoy this stretch. Drive your hips up high, right? We don't wanna see this rounded back, really flattening out that upper back. Bring that booty up high to the sky. Let the heels drop. If you're like me, you're feeling it in the calf. And then walk your hands slowly back to your feet. We are doing chair pose, AKA our squats. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. So we're getting a little bit of glutes in here today. This is core as well. So if you have your weights, I have one little kettlebell. You can hold it here, right at the center. Goblet squat, you can hold them here. If you have two dumbbells at your sides, you've got a lot of options, right? If you don't have weights, that's okay. The form is the same. Your chair pose is your air squat. Start with the feet. Pull the arches up, engage the feet. That should help to pull the knees out. That's gonna help to engage my glutes. Bracing with my abs. Arms go overhead if you don't have weights, and sink back into chair. And then back up. Side view, my back is flat. My abs are braced. My eyes are looking forward. Weight is in my heels, but my whole foot is engaged and planted. Draw up the arch. Sink back into your hips. When I say flat back, I mean here, not here, right? Arms go overhead if you're just doing chair pose. Now, if you've got the weights, grab the weights. Pick your position of choice. If you're here, bring those weights into your chest. Engage your lats. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Sink back into your squat. Sit down into your squat. A lot of times I see the knees going way far forward, and I'm like, nope, that ain't it. Back. Right, so everyone's squat's gonna look a little different. So if you're doing the weights, just go up and down like this. If you've got the two weights in your hands, at your sides is okay. Again, depending on what you've got, if you're just doing your chair pose, let's make it a little dynamic. Go for mobility. Can you touch your feet to the ground? Again, if you've got tight hips, you may need to take a wider stance, right? Some people are gonna look more upright with their squat. Depends on the length of your femur, depends on your flexibility. Some people are gonna look a little bit more like this, right? There is no one correct way to do a squat, but you need to find out what works for you, and that's an alignment that works with your body and your goals, right? So if you're doing your chair pose, let's make it dynamic. I want you to go for some depth, meaning I want you to get that booty down, right? We don't have a lot of weights. We're just doing body weight, essentially, for our squat. So work on your form, work on your depth, work on your core. If you've got the weights, again, you can add some weight to it. You can play around with different positions. Do one more here and shake it out. Again, when we think about building from our squat, our chair pose, yoga, it's all relevant to what we're doing with, we're getting out of a chair, we're pedaling on a bike. These are functional movements, so let's perfect them. Draw the arch up. Again, my entire foot is planted, my foot drawn up. Bracing with my abs, my core, that pushing the knees out as I drop my arch is gonna engage my glutes. This is a powerful muscle group, use it. And then I'm just gonna add that sitting back or sitting down into the squat. Again, you decide, let's do a few more here, then we're gonna take it down onto the mat. We've got a core series, 3 moves, a little bit of planks today, some oblique work, some challenging stuff here. Modify as needed, I will show you options. 2 more here, get low. 1 more, perfect. We are done with that. Come down onto the mat, let's do a little quick cat-cow sequence to get that spine. Last little bit of mobility here. Work out any kinks. See how all this stuff is feeling. Just move through the entire spine. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We have planks coming up in this series. Again, if you need to modify your planks, please do so. Please take breaks. This is going to be a forearm plank series in our first core exercise. And we have some obliques. Then we've got some lower abdominal work. So challenging sequence, a little bit of everything. 1 more here. All right, so forearm plank, this is RKC style plank, and that means that you are gripping the mat, you are slightly tucking in, bracing with your abs, imagining you're pulling your elbows down to your toes. There should be so much tension here that this is on fire in your forearm plank. We are gonna be doing 30 seconds of a hold, just like that, and then 30 seconds dipping the hips side to side. So that is our first core exercise. 3 rounds, 3 moves, stretch, and then we're done with class. So set yourself up in 3, 2, 1, forearm plank brace. 30 seconds just like this. This is my forearm plank. My palms are down. I'm spreading my fingers wide and I'm imagining that I'm driving my elbows down to my toes. I'm tucking my tailbone under. I'm creating a lot of tension in my abs. We're gonna do this for 30 seconds. You've got 10 seconds left. At the end of this 30 seconds, you're just gonna dip the hips side to side for some obliques. In 2, in 1, and dip. Side to side. So a little bit of a static hold and then a little bit of oblique work here. Speaking of obliques, we've got obliques next. Almost done with this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn it over. Obliques. Opposite arm and leg is going to reach to the middle. Bring that hand to that opposing foot. Across. Really reach across. If you want to do both arms, you can do that as well. So again, I'm thinking of coming all the way up to the middle. As my legs go down, my lower back stays planted. So that is the hard part. Here is maintaining. As the leg goes down, my lower back is glued to the mat. Now lifting your head up will help. Bracing with your abs, it's the lowering that's hard. And again, if you want to do both arms, that's fine. If you just want to do that reach across, more of that wood chopper, across, exhale. Exhale. My lower back does not move, right? And that requires core from the front, stability, right? Reach. So this is our second move. Our third move is lower abdominals. We're going to do the legs are going to flutter all the way down, and they're going to flutter all the way back up, right? Again, that requires a lot of stability here, right? So we're kind of just picking some different movements. I always say just for my athletes or my clients or my patients, really to vary your core work. We don't want to always just do planks. We don't want to always just do crunches. You want to get some dynamic movement and some static movement to stabilize your spine, but also strengthen. This is your foundation right here. 3 more here. 2 more. 1 more. Okay, so lowering the legs, I want you to maintain that pressure down here. Start on the exhale. Abs are engaged. Back is touching. Legs come up. Arms can be wherever they need to be, but your lower back needs to stay glued to the mat. So head up, I always suggest doing a few, just to really reinforce that low back position. Again, you decide how low you want to get, right? So you really need to only go as low as you can maintain this. So if I was treating you in physical therapy and I was coming up to you, or if you're in my clinic or working with me on strength, I should not even be able to get a finger here. Brace. Here, abs tight. Tucking that chin in, lifting the head up for a few is also helpful. Again, the lower you go, the harder it is. So you really want to make sure if you're getting those legs lower, that your lower back is still staying pressed down. Let's do 3 more. Back up, 2 more. 1 more time. Guess what? We got planks. Turn it over. We're not taking breaks. We jump right back into it. In 3, in 2, get ready for your forearm plank. In 1, let's do it. Brace. I don't like sloppy planks, and I don't like planks where you're just kind of hanging out in your plank. Be active. Make your plank work for you. There's a reason you're here. This plank is an excellent way to work on some shoulder stability, right? So we're working our upper body, but core. Tuck your tailbone under, brace with your abs, drive your elbows down to your toes to create more ab tension. You control that. Put in the work here. The work that we do here is what's going to stabilize and support us when we're out living life, playing our sports, etc. Dip the hips side to side. A little bit of obliques. Setting us up for our next move, Some of those reaches, a little bit of oblique engagement is our next exercise. Almost done here. Subtle movement. It's a subtle dip, side to side, side to side. And we're done in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come onto your back. Opposite arm reaches to opposite leg. Right in the middle, lower back stays pressed down as the legs lower. That is the key part here. Bring the rib cage down, connect. Low back is glued. Exhale, reach. Back down. Reach. Reach. You can decide your hand position if you want to hold, support the neck. That's okay too. All I care about is that you're really maintaining the stability here. So again, you could just do the legs to start off with. You could also do elbow to knee, turn it a little bit more into a bicycle. Got a lot of variations. The main thing is the stability here. The lower back is staying pressed down, connected, engaged here. And I'm breathing underneath those abs working. Let's do a few more, and then we'll do those legs lowering. We've got 3 rounds, 3 moves, 3 rounds. That's how classes are. If you check other classes in my playlist, kind of the same formula. All right, so let's set ourselves up for this last move. Legs flutter, down and up. Remember, brace, press down, legs get as low as you can control, right? So you go low, as low as you can while maintaining this, right? It's a challenge, right? I always say do a few with the head up because lifting the head kind of pushes this down, reinforces that position. So if you're not sure that you're there, like, maybe I'm losing it, right? And as fatigue sets in, I even myself, I'm like, oh, I'm getting tired. I can tell, I'm getting sloppy. Don't do that because your lower back is going to talk to you. All right, so let's do a few more. Like this, we've got our last round, and then we're going to get our stretch, our cool down, get it all in 30 minutes. 4 more of these. Feel the burn. Ooh, these are hard. 2 more. Definitely not a beginner move. 1 more. All right. Last time. Wow, we're just speeding through this. 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Hold your plank. Any variations, if you want to get spicy and add your own in, totally fine. Let's start in 5, 3, 2, 1. Forearm plank. Connect to the ground. Push away from the mat. Shoulders are engaged. Bring the elbows down to my toes. Tuck the chin in. Brace with your abs. Everything is happening. Make this pose work for you. Don't just space out. The number one thing I see, people just space out in their planks and they're like, here. That ain't it. Here. Engage. In 3. In 2. In 1. Hips. Dip. Side to side. This is our last round. Don't flake out. Keep the form. Stay attentive. Almost done here. And then we're going to be on our back for our last 2 moves. In 3, in 2, and 1. Let's come onto our back. Last 2 moves, then we're going to stretch, cool it down, finish off. Again, opposite arm and legs. Reach. Press the lower back down. Reach. Reach. Breathing, right? Don't forget the breathing. We're so focused on, the challenge of it, but don't lose the breath. Last few here. And we've got those legs fluttering, and then we're going to turn it over, do a little bit of lower back strength. 2 more, just like this. 1 more. Relax. Legs flutter down and up. Set yourself up here first. On the exhale, press. Lift, engage. Connection. People are like, oh, what should I be thinking? Should I be thinking about my running form? Should I be thinking about my biking saddle position? I'm like, no, do the work here. so that that just becomes much more intuitive and much more in your subconscious about where you need to be, alignment, strength, support, core, all those things. Shouldn't have to be thinking about that when you're in the middle of your sports, right? So really do the work here, be attentive, get your brain connected to the movement, right? Connect. Let's do a few more here. Again, you control the depth. Last few, let's do 2 more. One more time, and then we're gonna turn it over. We're gonna flip over and kind of do the opposite. All right, so turn over onto your stomach. Let's do some Superman's, Superwoman's. Opposite arm and legs, reach. The goal is lengthen. The goal is posterior chain, meaning the whole backside of my body is engaged, activated. Tuck the chin in, tuck the tailbone under ever so slightly. Engage your abs. Opposite arm and leg reaches, lift, hold, and lower. Wake everything up on the backside of your body. We're hunched over things all day. Gravity is driving us forward. Let's engage everything on the backside of our body. Most of us need a little bit more stability and strength. Glutes, back, shoulders, pulling us back into alignment. It's not about perfection, it's about alignment. Right? Can we line the joints up? Can we get into a more neutral position so things are more flowing, feeling better, a little bit better symmetry? Again, it's not about being perfect. Nobody's perfect. But just finding some of that alignment. This is your chance to work on those little things, right? Not always the most exciting stuff, but this is when you put in the work. Is right now. Think about everything engaged on the back side of the body. Back of the shoulders, upper back and mid back, low back, glutes, calf. Lift. Last few here, and then we're going to stretch, cool it down, be done with class in 30 minutes. Join me weekly for live classes. Subscribe to the channel. Every class is different. One more just like this. And then to back into child's pose, if that's comfortable for you. Most people it is. Knees can go nice and wide. If child's pose isn't comfy, you want to come onto your back, do that. Bring the knees into the chest. We're going to be there in just a minute. I always like to finish with some basic mobility. A lot of the stuff is things that I give to my cyclists, my runners, my endurance athletes, or just any of my athletes or patients. Just to get the hips, the back, things nicely moving, loosened up. Relax. Come onto your back, hug your knees into your chest. All these moves can be modified. If there's something that you really like that feels good to your body, go for it. Now's your chance. This is your class. I am just your guide. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock the knees side to side. Again, I always tell my patients, my physical therapy patients, you know, you're stretching. It may look a little bit different on your body because obviously we're not built the same. So you got to find what's working for you. Work on that. Let that left leg extend long onto the mat. Shake it out. Release any tension in that left leg. Roll the ankles and the toes around. Get some nice movement. Mobility, right? Mobility is key. Can't build strength if we don't have the movement first. We need both. Roll those ankles and toes around. Roll that right hip around. Nice little circles here. Both ways. Get that hip joint lubricated. Get it moving. And then with your left hand, bring that knee across your body. Find that angle, that knee angle that feels like a good stretch either for glutes or your lower back if you're rotating more off the mat. Head goes wherever it feels comfortable. Shake it out, release any tension, let it go. Note where you're feeling any tension. Focus on your breath. Nice slow inhale through the nose. Hold. And then exhale it out through the mouth. Slowing down the breath is key. I like the inhale through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth. I also like that nice slow inhale, hold, and then slow exhale. Really resets the nervous system, relaxes your body, gets things to loosen up. Come back to center. Let's do figure 4 stretch, another hip opener here. Modify as needed. Again, you can kind of tweak these based on what feels better for you. You can stay here. You can reach through for thread the needle, reaching through. I like to grab behind the knee, roll the shoulders out, release any tension. Again, a lot of this core work, especially as we get more advanced core stuff, it's a lot of neck, right? So just release any tension in the neck. Let it go. Roll the shoulders out, release any tension. Find that pigeon pose or figure 4, whatever stretch for the hips feels good to you. Relax. Again, slow inhale through the nose. Fill the belly, hold. Exhale it out. Unwrap that right leg, shake it out, release any tension. Hug that left knee into your chest. Roll the ankles and toes around again. Again, I like mobility. I like stuff like this for my athletes, not just because it feels good and your hips are tight and It's just a good chance for you to check in with your body and just like see if, oh, is anything sore? Is anything not feeling right on this side? And just to kind of do like a scan of your body so you can maybe avoid anything from becoming an injury. Bring that knee across your body, same thing, other side, finding that angle that feels right for you. Again, take your time. I would say about 60 to 90 seconds, right? That's about as long as we want to spend in a stretch. A little bit less time, you may not really allow your body to kind of settle in, right? Whether it's your nervous system or just letting your body relax into that pose and really get the benefits. So somewhere around 60 to 90 seconds. Don't quote me on that. But give yourself some time. Really a couple of nice slow breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale it out. Almost done with class. Take one more breath here. And then come back to center. Figure 4 stretch on the left side. Stretch it out. Again, any other stretches that feel good, now is your chance. Join me every week live in class. Subscribe to the channel for notifications, other classes. Check out the replays on my core class playlist if you need some other core strength ideas or stretches. I got all sorts of playlists for that. Last breath here. Again, inhale through the nose. Hold it. And then exhale it out. Unwrap that left leg. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Give that lower back and those hips nice little massage. Finishing in seated with our last stretch, and then we are done with class for today. Roll yourself onto your side. Prop yourself up into seated. You can sit however you want. You don't need to sit cross-legged. Let's just finish with a nice tall spine like we started at the beginning of class. Again, alignment, posture, focus on all the things. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale it out one more time, and then that is it for class for today. Inhale, reach. And exhale it out. Thank you guys so much for coming. I will see you guys next time. I hope you got something good out of class. I'll see you guys later.